like the carry just tries to survive because you have to put like the you have to think about the Hayabusa as well. The Hayabusa is able to gank as well, so this is going to be a very difficult lane for carry for sure.
Let's hop into game one. We got Homebois on the blue side, Team Flash KH on red side, both junglers parallel jungling. Orange buff for the Hayabusa, and we also have the Alpha starting on the purple buff. There's a lot of highlights. It's going to be on Soul against Donut because he didn't play against TLID. It was Alonzo, but right now we're going to see Donut in action, one of the few veterans on the side of Team Flash KH.
Yeah, right now Izanami doing a lot of work on Takray. Looks like Homebois, they're freezing the mid lane, just trying to slow things down a bit. But again, you're going up against a Hayabusa. The Hayabusa could punish you. But now Escalera gets onto Chima as well as Tai. It looks like he's getting a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's completely controlled.
Yeah.
Not really as durable as he thought he was. He had the quicksand guard, but so early on, 4 people on top of you, it is pretty ambitious to stay around there. Izanami also in dangerous territory.
This is why we say that the Hayabusa has a lot of potential because, oh, hold on, he goes on to Amal as well as Goges. Ogi Shadow Kill, unable to get Amal. Looks like Tai is there waiting, and Escalera wants to try again against Chama. And while I have the chance, the reason why Hayabusa does quite a bit of damage in the early game where you have to be careful is because he's using the Assassin Emblem, so a lot of penetration early, as well as the War Cry. He can stack out the War Cry very, very fast, and then just has surprisingly amount of burst damage. So it's just something that you have to be careful of. It's not the strongest early game, but you still have to respect it.
Oh yeah. Let's turtle up on the bottom side. Homebois on the case very quickly, so Team Flash KH will not even think about any sort of contest. Wonder if Homebois is gonna consider any sort of invade. Seems like they will play it safe. We're checking it on the gold lane side. Both gold laners are having a almost equally decent time. So I mean, I was expecting Team Flash KH to be a bit more, to be proactive, to kind of match Homeboy's tempo, but for them, they're just sticking to their own side of the map. They know that they are not in a rush.
Yeah, I feel like they're not in a rush because they're a team, they're opportunistic. Whenever you have a Carmilla, you're waiting for that chance to pop off. And if you're looking at the levels here, T is not even level 4 just yet. So they're probably just waiting on it, you know, playing it very, very patiently because even if they get some kind of advantage, it's not going to mean so much right now.
Well, lowers pathway. Tai comes in, Curse of Blood, only on the soul, so he's just disappeared. Spirit of Alpha, Escalera gets away. Amal now trapped in a rough spot. Goges does arrive. Double pullback by Izanami. Goges flash taps, flash combos, ATM, soaks it up. Not a problem for Team Flash KH as they back off.
Yeah, but that was a very big problem. As we mentioned before, Team Flash, they're opportunistic. Whenever they do have the skills, they will go for it. And then once Tai hits level 4, that's where they really went off. But the fact that Soul was the one that died, that's bad news. Literally anyone, or maybe except Amal, anyone except Amal and Soul died there, it would have been fine. But the fact that the Soul died, we were talking about how his laning is gonna be pretty rough. It's gonna get rougher now.
You're quite in a very weird spot, right? To like joining a fight in such a early manner. So Team Flash KH have pretty good control over the mid-side river. See Goges. Even on Lucas, you have pretty insane wave clear, honestly, even without your first item. Second turtle is going to be coming up. Homebois once more on the case, but this time, Team Flash KH is going to have the resources to contest.
Yep, Chama having 2 kills, picks up the Sky Piercer, so something that Homebois has to consider. Again, the damage potential coming in from the Cursed Blood is going to be a lot here. Having that Sky Piercer as well is going to be bad for Homebois.
Yeah, double lift. ATM. Using most of his self-lowers. Pathway gets lifted out of it. Positive rejuvenate. Goges completely just misses the flash tap as they all blow passive. Good Frigid Glacier into the 2-kill conversion. Curse of Blood 2. The AoE combo from Team Flash KH is just too much for Homebois to deal with. So easy turtle for Team Flash KH and Sky Piercer for Donut.
Yeah, like, I was talking about the damage potential, and now Soul almost got obliterated by Donut. Dude. People were talking about Carmilla with the crowd control ability, but really it's all about that damage, man. Like, taking Hayabusa damage 3 times extra than you really should, it's not a fun time. Like, Team Flash KH with 3,000 gold advantage here, they really want to start snowballing this match when they have 2 Sky Piercers on their carries.
Imagine the snowball that this could generate if they keep getting these pickoffs, right? We've seen like Homeboys at the very start when we saw the Alpha and Khalid. I was talking about the Aurora pick for Team Flash because Homeboys just wants to get in their face. Lucas wants to do the same thing, and not to mention carry attack range isn't really the longest. Essentially walking into a pit of AoE control, Curse of Blood, Frigid Glacier. I personally am struggling to figure out how Homeboys is going to navigate a full 5-on-5. If you isolate your target and pick them off, sure. But if you try to 5v5 Team Flash, I can't see a scenario where you won't end up eating the abilities.
A 5-man Raging Sandstorm, Husky.
Oh man, do it. No, don't remind me.
That's how you do it. 5-man Raging Sandstorm or 5-man Alpha Charge.
Hey, last time Escalera had a chance for 5-man Raging Sandstorm, he altered a Little Wonder. Okay, so he altered the 6-man.
My mom always says it's the thought that counts.
That's true.
Maybe in this case it doesn't apply. I'm just letting you know that's what my mom always says.
You can start with hitting 1. Right? We baby steps. We talk about progress. He's getting forced away though, so I think even finding an engage is tough. I know we've seen Renegade do that, but that's Renegade. We get the second turtle though. Homeboy is walking away with another objective.
Right now, here's another one, Harsky. Here's another one. Team Flash KH, their team fight potential is so strong. It's so strong.
Oh yeah.
2 options. What we've seen today is split the map, push the side lanes. That's step number 1. Or the second thing that you can do is bait out the Curse of Blood. Once the Curse of Blood is out of the picture, Team Flash KH is still a problem. But at least it's still fair. It's not an unfair situation.
Nora's pathway to zone out the members of Homeboys. Not gonna get as much as they thought they would. I would look at the split push if it's not a carry, which getting gone on right now flickers away.
How?
But yeah, I would look at like the side maps is if we're looking at a Moskov, right, for Soul, but on a carry when there's a Hayabusa in the game, it's
But Husky, just now Jamal won 1v1 with Soul and Soul survived. The question is how? And Jamal used the OP Shadow Kill.
Yeah, that must be the flicker, right? It must be the disperse on the minion wave. I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah. Or maybe he just got lucky. There's that too. But still, right now Team Flash, honestly, they really slowed things down. Even though they had a very big advantage in mid. They had 3,000 gold, but now it's dropped down to 1,300. Team Flash KH, they're not really pushing it so far. They're just like, we got a good engage, but now let's chill. We don't have to fight. But I don't know if that's the right call.
I guess when you have a Granger, you can always do that. As much as carry also skills, but there are very less heroes that has the whole idea of scaling infinitely, right? And I think even as a Granger, you have slightly longer range, you have a dash to reposition. I feel like them taking their time, it's going to benefit them in the long run regardless. Lord is down to 10k HP. It's a pullback onto ATM, Lord's pathway onto Amao. The mid turret does get destroyed. Homeboys wants to take the fight. Who's going to get the Lord? It's going to be Team Flash KH, but they lost 3 members in the process.
And Amal got a triple kill. And Soul now is just pushing mid. Soul was able to get the turret in mid, and now he wants to do it again. Soul having the Demon Hunter sword. That was very confusing for me because I feel like Team Flash, they could have forced a fight there. They had the advantage. They had the positional advantage, but they just allowed ATM to absorb the damage and not really do anything about it. In fact, Donut was preoccupied with Escalera, where Escalera is just dodging his shots left and right. I kind of feel like Donut should have used his bullets against Amal, against Gorgeous that were contesting for the Lord. So I don't know. I kind of feel like Team Flash KH made bad calls in that Lord dance.
Thankfully, they didn't lose too much, but they still respawn in time with the Lord. Nice, that's half his self gone. But now running into Izanami is also kind of the same thing as trying to run into the Aurora. Homeboys, they're going to deal with the Lord pretty quickly. Unfortunately, this Glorious Pathway is not going to do anything to discourage Homeboys, who has a carry on them. So this Lord actually didn't translate into anything. Escalera actually survived! Mas still has the Shadow kill. They want that mid tier 1, they will get it. Still something for Team Flash, although not as much as they wanted to. Ty down low, props to Revitalize.
Yeah, and we are starting to see that Soul is doing quite a bit of damage. I can still see a world where Gorgeous or Escalera force out all the major crowd control out of Team Flash, and then Soul has free reign to actually deal the damage, because so far Team Flash has been very generous in dealing damage against Escalera and not leaving anything else for the carries for Homeboys. So I kind of feel like Team Flash, they have an advantage. They're just not really utilizing it that well. And now Homeboys is actually taking advantage of getting objectives on the map, either be turtle, turrets, and they're just avoiding fights because they understand the potential of getting caught by a Cursed Blood. It's gonna be dangerous. And now they're basically not giving stacks of the Sky Piercer over to Chma and Donut. So it's a less effective item now.
I agree. I think, you know, I feel like Team Flash KH could have snowballed harder. They were not able to do that. So the window is definitely closed, right? Like in a blink of an eye, we're in that 12-minute mark. It's one of the slower games of the day. And Team Flash KH,
yeah, man.
It's one of the fastest games of the day. Oh,
dude, just when you say it, they're like, oh, we can show you what that really means. Like they can ramp it up in a bad way.
I didn't need to tell them. They're already doing it. They're already doing it.
Escalera is scouting out. ATN, like they see Gorgeous, they see Escalera, and they're dishing everything onto them. Team Flash KH goes for the fight, but Homeboys, they're kiting out. Ty taking a lot of damage. Gorgeous is gonna be the first casualty, but Soul goes in, but maybe he went a little bit too deep, and now he's able to survive so far. Donut gets a double kill, and now it's a triple kill. Looks like he might be able to get a Mania, but no, it was stolen away. But looks like Homeboys is gonna get wiped out, but no, Izanami is able to survive. We were talking about how Team Flash is not playing the fight well, but Homeboys, they I don't know, man. They didn't really do the fight well too.
You gotta respect the Aurora. They were walking through tight angles with as if Aurora doesn't exist. Craig catches two people out. Escalera just disappears. Fortunately for Gorgeous, he also couldn't do too much. So almost became the hero, but he got chain CC'd. He got stunned for a good, like, what, 2-3 seconds? Which would have been valuable time to deal damage. Just the amount of crowd control that Team Flash KH has on a single target. Now it's game definitely blown open. Lord.
Yeah, I feel like Homeboy should have just kited that, because we saw Amal using the ult just to reposition, just to get out of the way. Izanami using the Crimson Beacon also to get away. I kind of feel like Soul could have waited a little bit, because there was still some form of crowd control coming in from Team Flash. He could have just waited it out and then go back in, because he has to learn how to use the bodies of his front line to create opportunities for him to get kills.
See the second Lord, how much damage can he do? Even with Donut, he's gonna single-handedly manhandle Gorgeous and Escalera. Lord's Pathway dropped very early on. Donut, he's just walking forward. Izanami not able to lift him, sadly. But silver lining for Homeboys again. Managed to defend their inhibitors. And Team Flash KH. Now when it comes to these sieges, the artillery shots from Donut is going to be quite a challenge to go up against Amal. Forced to retreat with the Spirit of Alpha, Curse of Blood. forces his Winter Crown out. Revitalizes there for ATM. Amao is gone. Escalera shows up. Raging Sandstorm flickers to the back. Finds Donut. Donut flickers backwards. Rondos and a couple of Rhapsodies in the faces of Escalera. Double kill for Donut. Tamar tries to go for the end game. Couldn't find it. Goldie shows up on the Lucas. Executed by ATM. They do get Craze passive out, but Izanami forced to retreat. Tamar comes in. Sky Piercer. Assassination. Team Flash KH found 4 on Homeboys. So is the only one left alive. And he is going to be soulless after this. Wiped out by Team Flash KH. Game 1 for the Cambodian squad.
Yeah, and again, it looked very good in the early games, not as good in the mid, but then they were able to finish it out, and they're able to